Hello, 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 my crafty friends. How are you? So I am here. I've decided to just do this event. Every year I like to craft either a vision board or something that just kind of highlights what I want to accomplish in the new year. And anytime I've actually taken the time to do that, I'm amazed at how many of those goals I accomplished. Now, it's not just make it and forget it. It's make it and put it in a place where I'm going to see it on a regular basis so I can stay kind of focused on it. And I was looking back, I don't have the exact numbers, but it's pretty close to over 100,000, like 120,000 is my estimate. I have to go back and kind of check the numbers, but over 120,000 people I've actually given a workshop to this year. Unbelievable. That's one of the things I wanted to create was this year for myself was to be craft speaker because there's a lot of crafts I know how to do. It's not, I mean, I love my Cricut, trust me, I've had my Cricut for many years, but that's one of the things I wanted to do. And this year has been insane for me. So I've had surgery, that was January. February, I had to go and help my mom because she had a heart condition. So I had to fly out of town and to help her for a little while. And meanwhile, we had to sell our house and move. So I came 2 weeks, looked for an apartment, went back, looked for an apartment, worked with people to help me like pack up the place. And it was a house full of craft supplies and everything else. And it wasn't in great shape because the year prior to that, I was in bed rest for most of the year. I had really bad back and COVID hit. So they couldn't have surgery right away. And it didn't work when I did have surgery. So that was a big problem. So I had to have another surgery, and that was the beginning of 2013. But so between the moving, the traveling, and then I moved to a new state. All of this while doing five summit workshops. So I literally have had to do something within like a matter of days, and like someone's home who don't have the best internet. My computer was acting wonky. I don't have the best lighting. I don't have all my tools. I had to reorder stuff like, yes, a Cricut machine, stuff like that. It was quite insane, but I was committed. I was committed to doing it. I had to learn how to record a video, how to do editing, um, all the technical stuff that goes into trying to build courses and everything. And as I'm doing it, I'm trying to learn as I'm going. And there have been so many technical hiccups. So I think what I've learned this year is I'm going to probably hire a few people next year, you know, um, to help me with this stuff. And cheaper is not always better, because I'm trying to like stretch my dollars. And it's true, I only have so many dollars, but I think maybe hiring someone was a good way to do it versus me trying to figure it all out. Granted, I learned a lot along the way, and I've also learned what I don't know what to do, right? So that has been some interesting things. I remember one year I did a vision book, and I just took, 8.5 by 11 colored paper at that time. I think it was, I don't know if it was construction paper, but it was nothing. It was like, what do I have a lot of? Oh, I got a lot of orange paper. So I just started, I made it out of orange paper, put some cute stickers, and I went on the internet and printed some pictures, and I put that in there. And it was crazy. I put in there that I wanted a house, and I put in there that I wanted a red car. I wanted like stuff that I didn't think would actually happen. And that year I got a new red car. Not that year, but the following year I got the house, and look, the cabinets that I bought for it was downstairs in my craft area looked like that. Now I moved from my house to an apartment. As you can see, I have a bed there, and things like that. So, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. My space doesn't have to be grand. I started out with a little table when I first started crafting, doing scrapbooking, and it's okay. I can make it work. So all that stuff is in storage. That's a whole nother major project for me. And I'll probably have to get help so I don't kill myself. But yeah. So the purpose of tonight. what is it I wanted? What was the intention of tonight? Going back to the original intention. The intention was to just create a calendar. Now, what I've done in the past, Michaels used to sell these really cool kits. There was like these 12 by 12 calendars, and it had everything in it. It had chipboard, stickers, papers, all this really fun stuff. And they had like a little instruction sheets. There were like 3 or 4 pages of how the different layouts of the different pages, so you can recreate. And all you had to do is follow the instructions, glue your stickers or your chipboard down, and your pictures. Sometimes you need markers and stuff like that, but that's about it. They stopped selling those. I have not seen them for the past 3 years. I've not seen them sell those anymore. But Close to My Heart does. And you can get this at scrapbook.com. It's other places too. So you don't even have to have a calendar to do this, because you can print your own calendar off of your computer. But if you have scrapbook paper, which I have a lot of, most of it's in storage. So I have maybe 4 or 5 packets of papers, different pattern paper, and I have my little stash of plain cardstock, and that's all I really need, right, to do this project. And so if you're not a crafter, but you are interested in planning your year, we're going to start this conversation. I'm going to give it about another 10 more minutes, and we can do a little exercise to help you plan for the new year, okay? Just take a blank piece of paper, 8.5 by 11, right, your copy or paper, and you're going to fold it in half, and then you're going to fold it in three pieces, okay? So if you can see that, you're going to fold it. So you're going to have your full piece of paper. Let me open it again. Full sheet, fold it in half, so it looks like that, okay? Then you're going to fold in your wings, okay? So now you have like 6 squares, right? Or 6 rectangles. And what I'm going to ask you to do with your pen or pencil or marker, whatever you have, we're going to put different quadrants in it, okay? We're going to work with 5 different sections. The first is your personal development. So you're going to write in the first corner, personal development. The next, you're going to write finance or financial. Underneath your personal, you're going to do health. And I could probably put in here, let's see here. Let's see what we have. See if I can put in the chat. I don't know how to do it because I'm using actually YouTube's version. I try to do through StreamYard, but this time I'm going straight through YouTube, so I don't see all the bells and whistles that I'm used to seeing. All right, so the first one's going to be personal development. Next one's going to be financial. Underneath the personal development, you're going to write health and physical, or health and physical, like for your physical body, right? And I put health/physical because health could be mental, right? And then underneath is spiritual, and then relationships. There's 5 categories: personal development, health and body, health, okay, personal development, health, spiritual, financial, and relationships. So those are usually areas that people want to work on for the new year as we start thinking about, New Year's resolutions and things like that. And again, personal development, health and physical, spiritual, financial, and relationships. If you need me to repeat it, feel free, just go ahead and put in the comments. I'm going to see if I want to make sure I'm not missing any comments as I'm going live here. All right. All right. So okay, so it is 9 minutes and 12 seconds still going. Okay. All right. So in each one, you're just going to write some things that you would like to work on for personal development. What things you like to do for your own mental and physical. So for me, like personally, I think I want to learn to say no. Okay. So I'm going to write in my box here, say no more often. I want to habit of going live more often. and delegate more. So that could be hiring someone, etc. Be reading books. And actually, I'm going to do that in my spiritual. Like, there's certain books I want to do that I feel like helps my mental, spiritual. So I'm not putting it in self-development, but it could be also it could be skills that you want to learn. Some of you maybe want to go back to school. You know, that could be a personal development. Some of you want to just break a habit. It could be, I don't know, cursing more. You curse a lot, so maybe you want to curb that. I don't know, whatever that is for you. A personal habit. Another personal habit is getting more organized, or having your closet more organized, whatever that may be. Okay. Okay. And if you feel like some of these categories, sometimes they overlap with one and the other, like personal development or something you want to, could be take more personal care. Sometimes as women, we take care of others and we don't take care of ourselves, right? Okay. Health and physical. And sometimes those can be both, right? And sometimes they can be separate. Health could be I'm going to cook more healthier meals. Okay, so that's going to be cook healthier meals. And if you can be specific, at least 3 times a week. Okay, go for walks. And I put / or PT daily. So if I'm not going to physical therapy, I'm going to make sure I go for walks. I have this app that you could do a lot of dance moves. So today I didn't go to physical therapy. I went and actually did a little bit of movement with my body to take care of my physical health. Health could also mean mental health. Maybe is making sure I get 7 hours of sleep. That could be a health one. That is like really key. Like with my health issues, like I knew this week I had issues with sleeping because I was in so much physical pain. And you can see it, I have little dark circles under my eyes. Okay, so that's huge. And I tend to like forget my words and my trail of thought when that happens. Things become a little harder for me. And people who don't sleep well tend to not do so well in their health. Those are a lot of studies I've read tend to say that. Drink more water. Some people don't even drink water. Maybe you have to put fruit in the water just to kind of get you in the habit. So drink, water. And then you can be specific how many glasses. I think you're supposed to drink 8 glasses a day for adults. So I commit to 7, right? Because I like to have at least 1 glass of whatever. It could be a juice, right? So I like to commit to 7 glasses of water and then have a juice, a fruit juice. I'll still have my coffee because I'm not giving up my coffee. But maybe part of my health thing is maybe giving up sugar in my coffee. Okay, and then the physical could be that, like I said, something that cares for your body and health, yeah. Okay, and then spiritual. Spiritual could be anything. Sometimes spiritual could be, for some people, spiritual could even be going for a walk, just taking the time to slow down. Okay, it's something about us and nature, I think as we're part of this earth, right? We're made from the components of this earth, whether you believe in God or not. That's just science, right? Basic science. And, just seeing greenery and just being out near. Now, if you're in the city and there's a lot of fog and smog and everything, maybe you don't feel that great. But going to a park and just kind of, I know it's the winter and it's not, but there's still some branches out there, some evergreens usually. Or finding a place where they have a little bit of evergreen, right? And for those of us who are in warmer climates, going to the river or going to the beach, even if you don't get in the water, just that fresh ocean air. I love it. Okay. Spirituals for some people, it could just be they like to journal. For me, I love listening to uplifting music. Okay. particularly Christian music, but for some people it could be a particular type of music. It's their jam, right? They love it. They love to listen to it. They feel upbeat. Some people love jazz. Some people like hip hop. Some people like name it whatever. Something that'll help them in their spiritual growth is also reading books. So for me, I have a couple of books that I want to read this year. So I'm going to dedicate 4 books, spiritual books, for my own spiritual growth. And usually I like to take Bible studies or courses. I have one that I want to read in particular. It's a little more it's more technical than spiritual, but that's okay because I like that. That's how my brain works. I like the technical stuff. I like numbers. And so I wanted to look at a study of translations, Greek to Hebrew scripture. I like that. I like to say, oh, in this language, this is what this words mean. Now, when you reread the scripture, it's like it opens up the meaning. So there's one book like that I want to read, and there's a few others. So it's like 4 minimum. I used to read a book a month. That used to be a very common practice of mine. And then I started getting into podcasts. Right now, I've got a couple of trainings that I'm working on that I'm actually learning for my own personal self, like how to improve my videos, technicals, and I actually bought quite a bit of equipment. Like I have a light box here, and I bought a few other things too. Like I got some other tools. I'm going to starting next year. I'll be streaming with new system, so all new systems. Like everything's going to be brand new. So, but then I also have to learn how to use it. So those are courses that are learning how to use it, how to do the editing, how to do videos so that, see, you can actually see my eyes. But anyone who used to know me like 3 or 4 years ago, I used to watch my Facebook lives, can tell you I used to always have a glare in my glasses. So I learned about how to not do that, stuff like that. So it's been very good. And then I'm trying to learn how to do emails and there's just a lot of little things that I'm learning. So spiritual, I'm trying to do a good balance. But one of the things I do want to do for myself is join a good Bible study group in person. Because I have one I do on Tuesday nights online. But I want an in-person one. I think will be important to just kind of build some relationships. Yeah. Okay, financial. Financial could be I know someone who's trying to start a spend no money in January month. That sounds really intriguing to me. But I have a business. There's bills I still have to pay. But I think is any new monies, like, oh, I like that shirt. No, you can't buy it. Anything. So I'm going to create a new budget for the year and try to maintain it. One of the things that my goals is this year, and I started doing them, I'm really proud of myself, is pick one day a week to do my business accounting. I have to do that. I do that, and you're thinking, some things I started getting really good at. It was funny because my husband does not like online banking, does not like the idea of people getting into the bank account and just taking money out. So he doesn't like auto draft. And I'm like, that's dumb. I used to work for institutions where people who did auto draft had great credits, and people who didn't tend to miss a payment here or there, right? So, that was just what I noticed, and so I started slowly transitioning us into that. And so when I got sick and he had to do some of that because I had trouble even remembering my name because I wasn't sleeping, okay, I can't do it anymore. But I created a list of when everything is due. And he would forget, and we would then I started going in there and started doing auto. So it came to the point where he had only like 3 bills that he had to actually write checks out to. Everything else was auto. But when it comes to my business, some things are auto still and some things are not, right? So I have to think about those things, every week I get an invitation. Hey, want to take this course? I can't say yes to everything, right? There's specials that are happening, and there's new products that come out that I like to test. No one gives me the products for free, and if they did, I'd get a little nervous about that. I would prefer to buy a product and give an honest review, so I need to have a budget for that. So I'm going to try to maintain that budget and being very clear on what things I'm going to keep going with and which things I am going to get rid of. That is what I'm going to do moving forward. So I'm also going to create a marketing budget, which is going to be interesting, right? So financial, how much money am I going to save this year? Okay, like one of the things I want to do for which also kind of fits in the relationship, is I want to take a cruise, an actual cruise. That's a trip that I wanted to take. I've been sick for a couple of years, been homebound for several years. I want to get out. I want to see a little bit of the world while we still have it, right? So I need to save. I think it's a good idea. So, okay, if I'm going to spend X number of dollars on a trip, I have to find other ways to save money. So that means I'm going to have to create some budgeting, right? And save money. One of the things I want to do is save X number of dollars to match my Roth IRA. So that's, $5,500 a year. That means I have to put that in my budget to put that away, every month. So that's towards my retirement. Okay, so that's a goal of mine. And financial maybe is to pay off my bills, and so for some people, if you have a lot of credit cards, it might be having an emergency fund. Like I always say, start with $1,000. Start with that as a goal. Start with $1,000 emergency fund, because most emergencies are about $1,000 or $500. Some might be a little more. If it's $1,200, it's easier to borrow $200 than it is $1,200, right? If you need to borrow some from family or friends, so make that your goal. Okay, this year I'm going to try to save $1,000 and just figure it out. So maybe pay off a credit card. So once you have your emergency fund, then you can start figuring out, okay, which credit card I'm going to make sure I pay off this year. And maybe you just pay the minimum on the others and focus all your little extras on this one bill. It could be the smallest credit card bill, whatever it is, just to etch you forward. So for financial, that could be it. Some people is to earn X number of dollars in their business, and that's definitely one of mine. Create goals for income, and then create strategies for those goals, right? Relationships, moving on to the last quadrant here. Relationships could be with family, it could be friends, it could be with God, your spiritual connection. That is a relationship. It could be your relationship with your own bodies. Sometimes we don't like our bodies. I had a very good conversation, and not just with one person, but with other people who are like me, who are overweight, and just having a really honest conversation of the mentality of sometimes you get so frustrated with life, you just give up. And the first thing you give up is on your body and eating healthy. So that's a relationship that I have to mend and take care of, right? Eating healthy. So for me, I'll definitely put my body, my relationship to my body. When you get sick, it does affect your relationships with everyone. And I say everyone because if you're like me, a social bug, I like to go out, I used to network, I used to, I was an out and about kind of girl. I used to call myself the road warrior, right? Now I can't even drive. I'm like, oh, I don't want to go nowhere because it's just physically hard for me. So you stop getting invited to things and you start kind of disconnecting with people. And that's kind of sad. And, also it creates a strain on your relationships. So relationships with family, I want to forge new friendships, because I'm in a new location. So I want to create new friendships. That creates vulnerability, right? And trust. That's scary for me. Yeah, family, friends. And okay. All right. So now if you're like me, who's been thinking about different things, and they don't have to be totally drawn out. So I have a few things here, quite a few in every category. But the last one left blank because what we're going to do in this last quadrant, in the last one, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 filled out. And in the last quadrant, we're just going to focus on 2 areas. That's it, because if not, it's going to be a little bit crazy, right? So focus 2 areas where you want it to be improved on, right? And if you worked on that one area, it could be 1 or 2, it's up to you, 1 or 2 areas, how would your life look like? How would it be improved? And who would you become? Like, I know for me, if I focused on my relationship with my body, I want to be more physically active, drink more water, right? Be more physical, want to cook more healthier meals, right? I probably will save some more money. Okay, I'll feel good about myself. Okay, I'll probably get better sleep because I'll be tired because I'm working out more. Do you see how like one habit changes like 7 habits, right? So just focusing on one area. So for me, I think that one's good. I said relationships. The other one is personal. It could be any of these. Just pick one of the things. It could be in any of the quadrant. And you're just going to write that in that bottom corner. Okay. And you can think of 1 or 2 actions or behaviors that you can do that would actually make a difference.
John Baird, FaceTime video.
Sorry, I have somebody calling me during a video, which I can't really talk right now. So 1 or 2 things that, sorry about that, behaviors or action or habit or routines, and that would actually help me to reach that goal. So for me, I think if I think of just for my business, right, if I was a little bit more consistent, then I would have more people watching my Facebook on this YouTube Live, right? And I would have a greater community to be a part of, I think. Probably will help my business, build my self-esteem because I would feel proud of an accomplishment. I would feel like a badass. Sorry for the curse word, but there you go. And so that's what I could envision for my life, right? So those are just a couple of things that you can do. And then from there, this is an extra step if you want to do it. I know I was a part of a group last year that we created words, our buzzword of the year, our word focus of the year. And for me was progress. That was my word for last year because I was still in a world of hurt. And I used to beat myself up a lot if I didn't do things or accomplish things. And I said, no, you have a new norm. I have to figure out what my new norm is. And so just focus on getting a little bit of progress here and there. And I accomplished more than I ever dreamed of because I focus on progress, not perfection. So whatever that magic word is for you, if you could put it in the comments, that would be great. That would be fantastic. Yeah, so I thought about this year, and I was like, I'm a Post-it girl. As you can see, I've always put Post-it notes on everything. I thought of so many different words, but I figured out my word for this year, and it's going to be focus. So I'm going to pick like 3 areas. Okay, 1, 2, 3 areas. And instead of focusing all on one area, I'm going to do quarters, right? Focus on this quarter, I'm going to work on this one thing. And whatever my focus on this one thing, and then the next 3 months I'll focus on this next thing, and the next 3 months. And I think I'll be happy with that. And again, I've learned progress over perfection, and that's okay. So I am done. I said I would talk for another 15, and it's been a little bit longer than that. So now that you have that, you can go grab your paper, your construction paper, your Cricut machines, and we can just start cracking our little heart out on our papers. So I went and I started looking at different cardstock that I have. I even found this. I have like a couple of packets of that I've never used. I love this. Isn't this pretty? It's got a gold foil. I got this as a one special, but there was. I got it as a freebie. If you buy X number of dollars, you get a free gift. And I'm like, okay, I wonder what that is. It's this really pretty foil paper. So I'm going to go ahead and start crafting. If you guys want to go ahead and share what your buzzword or one thing you want to focus on this year, that would be great. Meanwhile, I'm going to see if I can see what's going on here. I'll try to change, see if I can change my YouTube account. All right. So, yep. So I am going to go to my Cricut Design Space. My Cricut Design Space here, and I think I want to. I can't do that here, can I? Should have gone through the other one. All right. I guess I can't do that here. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I guess I can use my Joy. So let me grab my Joy real quick. I was going to do it on my Maker, but I'm going to do it on my Joy. And believe it or not, this thing doesn't get hot enough. I can actually stick my Joy right on top of this thing. Sometimes I just want to cut a small little something and just grab my Joy. Alright, I'm going to switch my screen. Right now I have. Make it smaller. Switch this to my Joy. This is, hope I remember this. This is 6. Oh, this is 6 inches. That's right. So I can make this as big as 6 inches. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to. I want that still. So yeah. Okay. Still making it on that. Let it be then. I have a long next. Alright. So since you guys are here with me tonight, I am going to just share with you some of the things that I'm going to be focusing on the new year. I sent an email out and a lot of people have been kind enough to respond back to me. I am changing platforms of where I'm hosting my courses and digital products and things like that. And ideally, I want to have my own summit next year. So I'm trying to think also a platform that can actually be able to handle the volume. So this year we used it a lot. We used Podia a lot, and I got to see some of the stresses and things going down. And it's not just going down for me; it's going down for everybody. So I don't know if it's my people that are crashing it or is it the system. They've been making a lot of new changes. They forced me to change to their email system, and things have been going wonky ever since that happened. Like people were saying that the sequence, they didn't get it like 2-3 days later, and I'm like, that's not what I set the date for. So it wasn't. And then even when I said, okay, well, I'm gonna have to go every day and try to send it, and that didn't really work well for me. So I was like, okay, next try. Let's try this and let's do that. Let's try this another way. Let's try this another way. So I am going to, this is 3 dimensions. Okay. I've got my trimmer right in front of me here. And my word for the year, I'm going to share that with you. It's focused. And yes, this is a nice metallic one. And it's just under 2 inches in length. These are glue mats. Maybe I should get some tape. Okay, and then we have gold. This one and that one's going to probably be about the same. Okay. I'm going to do poster board. And the really good thing about calendars and why I really enjoyed them, I used to, like I said, I used to make them. This one's a really big calendar. I'm just going to show you how it looks. Browse all material. Oil poster board. I guess some tape. It's pretty big. I mean, you just have to put in your numbers, but I've got like stamps that I can do that, or I can get stickers and stuff. And then this can be decorated too. And then when you're done, you can cut it after, when 2025 comes around, you can cut it and then put it in your plastic sleeves, and you have your calendar. I mean, you're not going to see the dates or anything, but it's really cool because you can actually go back. And if you really wanted to see everything, and that's what I've done. I've done that. I remember I had one person like, "Can you make an album for me?" And she's like, she had no idea how long it takes to do a scrapbook album. It's a lot of pages there. So I found it really amusing. I actually took one of my calendars and I put her pictures in it and gave it to her. And she's like, "Wow, you did it so fast." I says, "Don't get used to it. It's actually a calendar. Just don't." I'm like, "What do you mean it's a calendar?" And I showed her. She's like, "So it's recycled." So yeah, it's recycled. But it didn't matter. She didn't know it was until I told her. But I at least told her because she was family. She was a kid and she had no idea how time consuming and scrapbook album it takes. So here's one. And okay. So it's going to take a bit. So let me edge this way. All right. Funny, I have the app. I know that I can do it off of my phone, but I always like to do my desktop best. So let's see what else I want to cut out next. So I'm going to cut my paper down. I cut off at least an inch. An inch off. In case I didn't know, if you ever, and I've seen people do this, and it always like boggles my mind. Whenever you actually, just to show you how this is, there's always a lip whenever you have a paper trimmer. There's always a lip. You're always supposed to put the paper against the lip so it doesn't shift when you're actually cutting. I see people put it like in the middle and it's kind of like floating, and it's like you're more likely to have paper shifting that way. I can just peel this off. That looks so cute. I'm so excited. Okay. All right. Now, for those of you who like doing paper crafts and things like that, I am actually going to be doing the launch of the new catalog. load it. Oh, I did this wrong way. Oh well. For some reason, I had a brain fart. The old legacy machines, you had to put the paper on the right side versus the left. For some reason, I just had a brain fart that way. Alright, so here are my letters. I put more and go. Alright. So my word is focused. So here's a really cool thing. I'm gonna cut an inch off of this. That's what I was working on. And I'll cut an inch off the bottom as well. And so these really cool strips left. Okay. And I'm done. Okay, cool that is. So I can actually cut this like so. And I could still use this. I have the inside of my D here. So I can use that in another section of another page. Just look at this here. I'm not going to need it right now. That is so awesome. Okay. So I got my words here, focused. And we got my words in gold. Trying to be really careful because I don't want to scratch it. It's the one thing I don't like about foil. It's pretty. It's so pretty. But it scratches easily. Alright, so that's going to be my first page. And usually that's what I do. Usually if I get a kit, like I buy a kit. Apple. That was easy peasy because that was like I actually took out all my sheets that I had like one full sheet of. You know, I got one sheet of, got my autumn gnomes, I've got my, this is also from the gnomes packet. And then I've got my evergreen, I still have a couple of those pages. See, this will make a great January, December, or even this one. This one doesn't even have to be December. It could be any time, right? And I'll use that as my background for my I'm going to page my calendar. And I'll have like a buzzword for myself. This one did not. I used poster board on this one. As you can see, it's not with my heart one. It's a recollection one, and it feels. I mean, it heals, but it's. As you can see, it's. Which is okay because it's the back. And Zara. It peels like this. See the quality change on different products pre and post pandemic. Like before, you could find thick quality cardstock, you know, which was wonderful for paper crafting. But they've gotten thinner over the years. I went to Michael's and I needed some red cardstock because I was running low. I knew I was going to have enough for my little craft that I was going to do. So I was like, all right, let me just, it's an emergency. I got to get some cardstock. I don't know where my stuff is. Okay. I accidentally got and ordered paper. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, I really had to think hard. Like, I just opened the packet, so it's not like I can return it. It's open now. So frustrated. It's like, since when do they carry me? These don't really carry cardstock. So that's pretty cool. So I can actually do something with this. Which I probably will. So I put that aside there. I got the little straps. This off. Let somebody get me into these kind of pens. It's actually erasable. Alright, so if this workshop was useful for you, just kind of thinking about the process, even if you're not crafting, put a thumbs up, please. I appreciate that. If you don't know, I do teach Cricut classes. So if you're interested in how to do something like this, where you do rhinestones, there's actually a video here on my YouTube channel on how to make this with your Cricut machine. Yes, you can even do it with your little Joy here. And there's a link from my free SVG file. So you can, go get it and follow the video along and actually make it. So that's pretty cool. All right, so let me put this aside. My husband knows. He doesn't have access to the room for a little while. He's kind of used to it. He's like, oh, you're going live? Okay. It's funny. I used to go live so often. And the funny part is he kind of started getting a little like that. So he started joining me on the lives. And it was fun. We had a blast. We had a real, on Facebook, that is. It was fun. Make sure it's correct. Okay. So here it is. I still leave a little bit of room here because I will be using this. But then what I'll do is, like I said, in 2024, I'll cut the top and I'll put, even this doesn't really matter because you could always put something there. But I don't really care. I leave it and I cut it down. And then what I do is I always leave it an extra border. And then I'll put another cardstock, like a plain cardstock or another pattern paper. So I would just trim this down so there's like so that's why I do it by 11 by 11. And then I go and get my little tape runner. And then here it gets into everything. I got full hair. I think I'd live in Texas with this full head of hair of mine. I joke, I say, if I did live in Texas, I'd probably have the biggest, there's a hair. I have like the biggest hair in Texas. It's like, I wasn't born in the 70s, but let me tell you, if I can wear a beehive, I would. So that's pretty cool. It just looks better like this. It's nice and aligned. This is so pretty. I'm so excited. So I've got my word fitting here, which is focused. So I'm gonna put this aside. I like whenever especially if I'm working with wet glue, I like to use, I just dedicate 1 or 2 Teflon sheets just for my crafting. So if I'm using hot glue gun, it just slips right off. If I'm using paint, I can just wipe it off. I wouldn't reuse it for my heat press because it will transfer to your heat press. You don't want that to happen. So I'm going to use this. I've got my tweezers here. And my letters. I don't know if it was interesting. Somebody used to tell me, I don't know, prior to me doing my YouTube channel, going back to it, was many, 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 many years ago, I used to do YouTube and I stopped. It takes a dedication. Definitely takes dedication to do YouTube. Be dedicated to doing YouTube videos and for me, learning video editing and all of that has been something. It's been a journey. It's definitely been a journey. Should have been doing it all along, but that's okay. Better late than never. Alright, here we go. I think other people have seen me and met me in person after like used to follow me online or used to have a blog many years ago. And they're like, they met me in person at a conference. And they're like, oh my goodness, you're just like your blog. Like you sound like in your blog. And I started laughing. I was like, who am I supposed to sound like? But it was kind of cool. It was just I used to go to a lot of like scrapbooking conventions and things like that. And so sometimes you follow people, online or their blogs online, and then you meet them in person, It's just kind of funny. It's like, well, who am I supposed to stand like? She started laughing. Okay. So I'm just putting some foam squares here. Give it some dimensions to my letters. And I've actually started to do a blog. I'm trying to get articles in every category. I have a lot of categories. So I gotta do a few more. Figure once I have like 1 or 2 articles in each category, then I'll definitely by January I'll have it. I mean, it is, you can actually go now. It's francisames.com. AMES is my last name. Francis is FRANCIS because I'm different. And people are always correcting me my last name. But I'm actually named after St. Francis, and both my grandfathers are Francis with an I. So I am named Francis with an I, which is always fun because people are always correcting me. I love it when I had to like get documents right before I got married, right? I had to get documents for my name. It was so hard. People just did not want to accept who I was. I'm like, you see my birth certificate. You see my driver's license. You see my passport. Why are you still doubting this is me? Like, that makes no sense. Why are people still doubting I'm Francis with an I? Because this is not the way you're supposed to spell your name. Well, it's too late now. I was like, I've been this way my whole life. So, but it was quite interesting, very interesting. Year we got married. This was around the time when same-sex marriages was trying to, make its legal debut, really striving to make it legalized. And here, both my husband and I have 2 male-sounding names trying to get married. And I was so concerned that we're not allowed to get married. So when people say, you don't understand what we have to go through, I was like, yeah, sort of, kind of do. But eventually, obviously, I did get married, was able to get married. But even the priest was like, I don't know, this is going to be a touch and go. So in the church registry, they had me misspelled on purpose. But legally, everything's spelled correctly. So it's interesting. Very interesting. Just so that the church won't be like, what are you doing? It's like, oops. I'm not trying to get you in trouble, Reverend. I promise. But yeah, that was something. That was very nerve-wracking. I was concerned, very concerned. And yeah, so if I felt that, I can imagine so many people feeling, the feelings people are going through with that. Anywho, shouldn't have gone to that part. Anywho, so my word for the year is focused. I want to do more lives. I want to streamline things a little bit more. I am thinking about it. If I want to do more to me, I just want to do one long video a week. But maybe I'm stressing myself out a lot. Maybe I need to break it into a series, and then have part 1, part 2, part 3. That way I'm not overwhelmed with trying to edit, full length video. So that's a decision I will be making very, very soon. And someone is still reaching out to me. Oh, hi, Jen. Somebody's texting me. So if you're that being, that's you, Jen. I'm not going to say her last name because I ain't trying to call her out and make her embarrassed. But I think that's her. That must be her. I see somebody's. It's so weird. Next time I'm going to definitely do this through my StreamYard, because my StreamYard release gives me how many people are watching. Right now, this doesn't give me good statistics. Or if you put comments, I can't really see. Just so bizarre. So I wanted to try it on YouTube. But I figured this is the backup. Using third-party software, maybe, But next time I'm going live, I'm going to have this new handy-dandy tool that I ordered. So I will be able to stream it with multiple cameras. So you'll be able to see my face and you'll be able to see down straight. Because right now you're probably seeing everything backwards. That's my guess. So it makes things a lot easier. Well, how did you do XYZ? How did you make a shadow? I can go in and just click on a button and show you on the screen how to do it on your computer. I can't do that right now. Not with the setup I have right now. So yeah, just trying to level it up. Right? We're supposed to get better, right, Jen? Focus on progress. That was last year. Jen and I. She's like, I was funny. I just was gonna do that on my own, and then she's like, "Hey, you want to do this together?" And I'm like, "Sure." And we did our little workbook. Everybody did theirs digitally. I was like, I gotta craft my little heart out. And that's all good. It's all good. So Jen, in case you've missed this, in the beginning of this live, I was sharing how when you do focus on things, right? My last year was progress, not perfection. And this needs to be. So my goal was, one of my goals was to, and this is why I was saying, like, this was last year's paper. I did find it. And I really did not. I did some things on here, but I filed it away, and that was it, right? So that was not good. So, I had goals for my business. One for my business. So these are the resources. And also the next step was also saying, think about the resources you have and what things you can master in, right? So this was what I wrote last year, Jen. I wrote, part of my business is networking groups. I intend to build partnerships to help me grow my business. So I partnered with people in my industries. And some people are like, oh, they're your competitors. No, they're not. To me, that's a scarcity mindset. If you think about how many millions of Cricut users there are in the world, I mean, I'm not limited to the state I live in. I and I have customers from all over the world, and I got to teach over 120,000 people this year alone, Jen. How amazing is that, right? So that was through networks. That was through relationship building, and I've got teaching right now. Got scheduled for 2 in the new year. Yay! So that's pretty good. I guess I'm not that horrible. People are still asking for my stuff. Not access to that's my Philly accent. Access. We don't say axe. Access. I have trouble saying it. We say act. I don't know why. It's like wada. I don't know. We have a weird thing with our accents. It is what it is. I'm from Philly originally. Okay, access to knowledgeable people in marketing. I did have somebody help me. A couple of people that helped me in marketing. I still need to focus on that a little bit more. And I just came across someone who, when they say when the student is writing, the teacher will appear. Well, this person was like waiting for me because she was been in my email box. So I've been on her newsletter or whatever, and I got her through another person. So, okay, I was in this training course on how to create conferences. Okay, so I bought this course on how to write conferences, but of course I got sick that year and I couldn't get to it. And there was just so much learning. I'm like, I'll just do it next year, meaning 2004, this year, which didn't happen because I've had to have more surgery. So I was like, okay. And so this person sent this email out saying, hey, there's this really great group. It's just for people who are public speakers. You may want to consider it. They're opening the doors for a free trial for 1 month. You may be able to make some great contacts. Sure. Signed up. And I signed up for this person, a couple of people, for their newsletter, just to see if these are people I wanted to work with. So I just want to see what kind of content they have, their philosophies, things like that. And I don't know, I decided to open this. Sometimes I put certain categories in certain groups and then I just research, okay, I'll go back and read the topic that I'm interested in. Because I have to answer customers' questions first, or I have to meet certain deadlines first, right? So I go in and I'm like, oh, let me check this person out. So I decided to read a bunch of her emails. So I'm like, I like what she writes. This is good. She's been in my email box now for 6 months. So I'm like going through her emails, right? I don't get rid of all my emails unless I realize they're super spammy and totally salesy. It's like, okay, I don't want your emails anymore. I don't want your emails anymore. Okay. She wasn't like that. She was, straightforward, giving lots of tips every week, and yes, occasional sales, which that's expected. I get emails from Michaels every week, and it's all sales, right? So, and I was like, I really like it. Tonight she had, of course, it had to be tonight when I had pre-scheduled this, a session, like a free session she does every quarter. And I absolutely loved every second of that meeting. Everything she said was spot on and very relevant to my business, even though she was talking very generic. And made things very clear for me on what things I need to be working on for my new year. Just for taking this one, one meeting class, and I have access to it and the files and everything. So not buying anything. She just provided this because she does this once a quarter, like offer a free class. I was super thrilled. So that, again, building relationships and contacts, Someone said, hey, you could be, that might be a person I want to contact with to help me in that area that I need to know. So I think that might be really, really good. Knowledge about financial matters. That was one of the things. And I see that. Oh, financial matters. I need to block out times in my calendar to set up alarms. Okay, so that was one of my things. Why did I put that under financial monitors? Oh, I know why. I block scheduled 1 day a week. 1 day a week, usually a couple of hours, and 1 day a week to actually work on my accounting work. Nobody really likes doing accounting work. It's just like nobody likes to floss, but you do it because you have to, right? Because you want to have teeth. That's accounting. Which is funny because I used to do that for, people have paid me to do their accounting work. I used to do it for large corporations, get them out of their pickles. But it's not I like future planning more than I like accounting. I like doing goal planning and things like that, which is why I studied finance. And it was cute. My sister's like, I'm into the stock market now. And she's showing me, she's like, look, this is my portfolio. Like, really? Can I show you mine? That's always fun. She's like, no, yours is probably retirement. So I'm like, no, I got some stocks too. She's like, you do? It's like, I pulled it up. I had another friend of mine joking. I said, oh, I take payment, any kind of payment. He's like, do you take Bitcoin? I was like, actually, I do. And we started laughing. So it comes to, there's different, you get nerdy about certain different things. But, where was I? Okay, calendar and alarm. So I do one counting once a week. And I'm really, really proud of myself. And I have someone that I feel like I'm trying to figure out what stuff am I going to take on and what stuff I'm going to delegate. That's going to be my new goal this year, right? And this person, I found that, and I feel pretty confident I can trust her to just do my bookkeeping. I mean, can I do it? Sure, I can do it. No problem. I've been doing it for how many years, Do I have to do it? I may try to figure out, just automate it. I used to not like the idea of automating it, but I think I want to. I could just automate it. But she's willing to give me a free consult. And I'm like, all right. Make sure everything's set up right in the new system, because I've been using a really old QuickBooks, the desktop version, which they don't do anymore. And I hated the idea of paying for something that works perfectly fine, but no one else can really use it. Like, if I need to have my accountant, usually you could send it. I used to be able to send a file copy to my accountant. I still have an accountant. I still use accountant. I probably will always still use an accountant. It's good to have an accountant, a CPA, especially if you have a business, because they stay on top of the tax laws. So if I have any tax questions, I run it through. And that was very beneficial. My husband wanted to start a business. I talked my husband to starting a business. We try to figure out what, you have different options of what business structure to have. And I said, well, I thought of one option for him. But I said, let's just create some scenarios. Where's the bulk of your income coming from? What state, what area? Because, depending on where you are, different sales tax, different taxes you have to pay. It saved us thousands of dollars by just saying, okay, this amount of income in this city, how much, if we register in this city and versus this city, how much would it cost us in taxes? That simple question. The person ran the numbers and saved us thousands of dollars. This is the difference between an accountant. Oh, they charged me $150. This person saved me thousands of dollars. They charged me $150. I saved thousands. But I was very specific. We won't just give them these general questions. How much money if I save if I start this versus this one? They need something to work with. We said, okay, if we generate $175,000 in revenue in this one town versus focusing our revenues in this town, how much taxes would we owe? That's very specific, because there's specific tax codes in one county and then another county, or one state versus another state. That's very specific. They can crunch those numbers. Dollars, location, stuff like that. So, and my husband's like, honey, I am so glad you made me do this. I'm like, I know. And I get to spend more money on my craft supplies. So there you go. So it's important to say financial matters. So do that. Okay, create a budget. I just put stuff in here. I didn't put it in there. They didn't match. Create a database, which I have. So now I want to create a whole new series. I want to be if I could, 2 weeks would be ideal, would be a good start, but I would like to be at least 1 month ahead in posts and newsletters and stuff like that. 1 month ahead. That's my goal. So these are resources I need. And a little bit of control of my calendar. And today I'm learning how to, it was yesterday. Yesterday I took a training on how to automate certain things to make my tasks a little bit easier. So now I got to implement that so that I can give myself more time. Yeah, so there you go. So those are resources I have, resources I need to have. And those were some of my goals from last year, and that was it. And then it says here, and health, become more accountable. Jen and I, she's in a group where throughout the day my phone goes off, ding 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 ding, people sending messages, keeping each other accountable on our eating and our workouts and all that stuff. Spiritual, I'm getting much better and I'm very happy. And then financial, there's a couple of areas I still need to work on. This is good. So my goal was to have 25 new a month, and I exceeded that. So I got what, 475 in 1 year. So I got 475 customers in 1 year. So that's not a lot, I know, but it's better than nothing. 39 a month. My goal was to have 25 a month, so I beat that goal. Yay! Be coachable. 3-1 book a month, be more focused, 12 pounds, work out 3 times a week, which now I'm starting to do as far as working out. And then 2 areas I put financial relationships. So that's pretty cool. So I will be definitely, I did my homework. So, all right, so there it is. I got my focused. I did that so that I wanted to do something reflective because I wanted it to focus, to really catch my eyes. All right, so focus, and then I'm going to put here a couple of things. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I could put a picture of me doing, I have a picture of me in my setup here, this little corner. So I'll put a picture of that. I'll put that there. All right, let's see what we have here. My Cricut. I can hide that, and I'm going to put my month of January. It looks so pretty. That's February. Here's March. Here's January. Okay, cool. So let's see, I've got 2 of these. Month. Okay, so I have this January one. Let's see. I want to make this. So I bought through Close to My Heart. They have digital art. I think I did a couple of videos on those. So I definitely need one of those. And so I'm just taking their monthly calendar, and I like it because every month every year I can change the colors. I can use pattern paper if I want. So that's kind of cool. Okay. Okay, 7 inches. All right, so I'm gonna do a cute little January. January is my birthday month, so I'm gonna make it super cute. So I wish I could give you guys this, but you can make this. And if you want me to do a quick video tutorial, I can certainly show you how to do that, how to make your own little monthly calendar, make your own monthly titles for your months with your Cricut. I can certainly show you how to do that. So there's that. That's the gold. This is the silver. That's my silver piece. And I I'm telling you, when Cricut came out with this and I could make my own titles, I was the happiest person in the world. As a scrapbooker, we used to have to buy titles, and so think about it, every time you want to do a page, you pay $4, $5 for each title. It starts to add up. Or you buy like these, even if you bought stickers, it would have been the same thing. You would pay $5 for chipboard letters or whatever. Oops, I lifted. So I put that at the bottom. Alright. That looks good. So we got gold and got silver, gold, and I bought these at the Dollar Tree. I love it. Silver makes me happy. Alright, so let's start with this one. Continue. It's going to be cardstock. More pressure. One. Okay. Okay. What's going on here? Are you on a break? Alright, I'm going to cancel and try it again. That's accidentally on me. So I'm on here. Good. We'll continue. Continue to connect your joy. I had people online talking about that that's been happening from time to time. Like their joy wasn't like, or their computer wasn't working like that. It wasn't reading right away. So weird. Just got out of it and went back in. Like the when I told it to cut. And I'm gonna click go. So here. This over here. All my little covers. What do I want to do with? So I'm only going to be on for another half an hour. Oh, there's a couple of people there. Hey, welcome. So just kind of letting you know what we're doing. We went through a couple of exercises. Just to kind of focus on what you want to focus on in the new year. I gave you some examples of how I applied it. And then I decided to just grab my scrapbook papers and things like that, make it a nice little happy mess. And I picked a word for myself for the year. This mine's focused. And I have a calendar that I usually like making. I've learned that if I'm a visual person, I've done things electronically and it doesn't work for me. I was just sharing with someone that I've done this and then I kind of lost the paper and didn't work, but whenever I had calendars, it was spot on. But I did meet some of those goals, even though I didn't, but at least I created that. So under my little Cricut machine. That's why I love my Cricut machine. I just think of it and they just do whatever I want. So right now we got this poster. I'm gonna remember the staple. Which color is this? That's the right one. Okay. So I'm going to be putting a picture of myself here, and then I'll put some word journals here. Actually, I could probably do that now. Create some strips here of what I want to focus on in the new year. Some goals. So in the month of January, I'm just every day I'm looking at it. Instead of just, for me, it's like looking at my task for the day. And I'm definitely, as you can see, a visual person, so I do put Post-it notes everywhere. So this is events. That's where I wrote it. 1 p.m. This is my goals for today. So I had two appointments today, so I can put that away. My next Zoom, I'm actually, for those of you who are actually in one of my courses, I sent out an email today talking about that I'm changing platforms. I should be getting an email from me in the next 2 weeks with all the links to all the different stuff. Man, it's a lot. I put a lot in your little courses. I call them little, but they're not little. They're mighty. There's a lot there. And it's cutting out my letters. Now I'm going to put my gold letters. This one's just a month. And then I'll start with March. So I like to do at least a quarter now, and later on, probably next week, I'll do the rest. So my goal is to do a lot of planning in the next week or so, and so I'll take one day I do nothing but planning, another day I do recording, another day I do whatever I need to get done. Sometimes most days I just gotta get stuff done. Yeah. I feel so weird that I cannot read your comments. Hello, happy New Year. So glad you can join us. I'm only going to be live for a little, 30 more minutes. So what I was saying is, if you want to make something happen, you got to create it, right? And when I say create it, I mean, in this case, literally. I'm a visual person, and anytime I've actually created something with my hands to help me focus on, it usually goes down the way I do it. Like, usually I get like 90% of my goals done. Whenever I actually, oh no, I broke this. Actually create it, like, visually. With crafts, with papers and stickers, and because I like looking at it. It's pretty to look at. It's not like, this is what you gotta do. It's, oh, look how pretty it is. Oh, I get more enrolled in that possibility of accomplishing that goal, when it's visually pleasing. But there's templates out there on Canva that you can do. Like, go in Canva. Like, you can get your PowerPoint and put it in Word and just put pictures of stuff that you would accomplish. Whenever I'm looking for images for my goals, I always go back. It's almost always the same images. But if it still inspires me, why not? Why not? Why not? I think that we're done. This is my stuff. Probably should put it on my desk. I'll probably be bumping into it, so just like put it on the side there. And because it's so thick, I keep it down. Even though I was really proud of myself. Last week I went and I washed all my mats, scrubbed them all down. I think it's pretty grimy. It was bad. It was like none of my mats were sticking out, like not even the new ones, but I use them so much. I use my Cricut machines like every day. My intention now is to just make things faster. I'm going to have all my machines going. My husband's just going to have to deal with the bills. I used to pay for the electric. We used to have like split bills. I used to pay for the electricity, I think. It'll be nice to go back to that, but not yet. I guess he got a free ride while I was doing it for a while. No condemnation. It's all good. We're fine. We've been together 18 years, 19 years. I don't know. I lost track. We just celebrated my anniversary. We got married. Yeah, 18 years. I was right. 18 years. So what I got for Christmas? My husband, such a sweet man. He got me an iMac Pro. iMac Mini Pro. I don't know how you call it. I've been resisting the Mac for a while, but because I do so much video stuff and the video editing is so much better, and the processors are better, I had to break down and get a Mac, which means I have to relearn Mac. I haven't used Mac, so I use my phone as an iPhone, and I love it. I love my iPhone. I can't complain. But I'm happy with my my laptop. But it wasn't able to handle the stress that I was putting it under. This audio, visual, streaming, multiple programs going at once. Wasn't handling it as well as it was doing a lot for it. I mean, if I wasn't doing all that, I'd still probably be using the same laptop. And there's a lot of things about my featured laptop that I really, really love. I had a Surface Pro, and I was really, really happy with it. And yeah, technically, it's just I'm working it hard. It's like an old mobile trying to go uphill. There's nothing wrong with an old mobile, but if it's going uphill, it struggles a bit. So, all right. So next, what's next here? Close this. I don't need that program running. Okay, so I got to do February next. Let's do the month of February. Just cutting out stuff right now. That's so pretty. It's a little doily. Oh, that's March. January. I'm on. Okay. Okie dokie. So thank you so much if you were joining me. I can show you what I'm working on in a second since I'm still popping stuff out here. I probably should have just used my. I didn't use my my maker because I have to get up back and forth versus chatting with you. So my friends are all getting together tomorrow to craft. But I didn't go. I'm not going. I told them I wasn't going to go, and I'm not going. And my family's actually going to be meeting together tomorrow. We're going to have our dinner together for the New Year, and then everybody goes and scrambles and do their thing for New Year's Eve. Because, young people want to be around young people, and old people don't want to be traveling at night. Kind of works. Kind of works. I think I'm going to do it in lasagna. I should probably start cooking it. What time is it? I could probably do it soon. 30. So my goal was to do this from 7 to 9. Okay. So I got my little swirlies. See how cute they look. Little swirlies. This is my background. It's going to say January. But I think my blade is becoming, a little dull. Nice. This cardstock. I've had this cardstock. I buy them when I see stuff on sale. I stack up on it, and I could tell how old it is by the price. Kind of, if you look at an old gallon of milk, you're like, oh, that's I don't remember when the last time milk was $2 a gallon. Now you're like, how much is a gallon of milk? What are you feeding these cows? I know people aren't milking them anymore. It's these machines. So you can't say it's the labor costs. But it's never the farmer's fault. It's by the time it gets to us, the price is like astronomical. So I'm not complaining about farmers. They work hard for their money. I have no problem with farmers. All right, so this is the background. Right, I have a triple layered. That's what it is. It's not cutting as well as I want it to be. That's what a maker would be. They have much more force in them. I think this is a poster with more, but still. I don't know how much force it can actually do. This Joy. To get trial. Let's see how much force it can take. So I think next time I would probably do multiple passes on poster board. I would probably adjust the, and then there's a little thingy that I don't care. It's kind of cute. Just gotta weed it. Take all the negatives out. There we go. Looks good. So I've got a couple of ideas for a 3D project to give in the new year, and I don't know which one to do. Should I do a box? Should I do a box like a jewelry box? Should I do a flower bouquet? I don't know. I'm like so curious. It's supposed to be a 3D project, so that's gonna be fun. It's like I have, now it makes me want to go into my storage bin. I have like a binder. It's like, I don't know how many inches of just craft supplies and crafts that I've made over the years. Literally hundreds. Most of the courses, I could do some stuff with Cricut, but not everybody, not when I first started teaching, very few people had Cricut machines, So most of my stuff was non-Cricut. So there's a lot there that I can recycle. Create SVG files. Recreate SVG files. That'd be nice. I made a chocolate box for Christmas from a paper instruction I had. That was fun. A little bit, just a little bit of trial, but I got it. It wasn't too bad. Once I have the measurements, it's just making sure I got the score lines in the right places and stuff. Oh, here's our poker. At least. Alright. I got it all. Yay! Look how pretty. January. Okay, and then I have my snowflakes. Let me trash this stuff, which is here. So I got my one swirl here, got my other swirl there. All this trash here. Let me get rid of all this trash. It was interesting. I used to keep eating like the paper stuff like this. And then I started working with vinyl. Like, I hate this. And now I'm back to paper. I'm like, okay, I'd rather do vinyl. All right, here's my snowflakes. All right. So there's still 2 people hanging on. Okay, so what are some of the years? Anybody has any New Year's? I started using New Year's resolutions. Nobody really keeps New Year's resolutions. Well, if you have any goals for 2024, let me know. Just to let y'all know, January 24th is my birthday, so it's going to be a lucky year for me. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So I'm supposed to put my flowers like this. And then, oh, the other way. My flowers are here. To read this a little bit more. And if I'm not responding, it's because I can't see it. I should have used my StreamYard. I'm so sorry. I want to just try something new. Not be afraid. Didn't work out. A little bit right here. There's this group of ladies that I've become part of their community, and they are so phenomenal with paper flowers. I remember as a kid, I used to make paper flowers. Like, that was my thing. Like, you could not have a box of tissue, toilet roll, nothing with paper, because I would try to make it into a flower. You had to hide your clothespins, the wooden clothespins, you know what I'm talking about? I would turn them into crafts. My parents would be like, the phone book, that was my playground. Yes, I grew up with paper phone books. And your phone was an alarm. You would have a phone number for alarm. You actually had to call a phone number to find out the times for the movies and what was playing. Actually, there used to be a service where they would call and wake you up. That was before. That was the wake up service. That was so funny. I remember when my brother became an adult, parents used to wake you up as a kid. But when you became an adult, mom and daddy aren't waking you up. You're on your own. Wake up service. They would call it in. That was great. My brother was subscribed to that. Someone said, well, how do you used to communicate? In codes. When pagers finally came out, we, instead of doing like emojis, we would, or abbreviate stuff, our abbreviations was codes, because you had a pager and you would, it was all numeric. Usually in the beginning it was numeric, and then they had the real fancy ones where you could put messages like Blackberries and stuff. But then for a bit, it was codes. We used to use codes. Okay, I am missing. Well, that must be over here. Interesting. I see. Okay, that goes here. That must go here. And that must go here. Okay. I just figured out how my flowers are supposed to go. And, yeah. I don't know how I went down this rabbit hole. But New Year's resolutions don't last. The goals that you care about, things that are important to you, they last. They last. This year, 2023, definitely did not go as I had originally planned. I'm not complaining. It's all good. It's all good. So we've got this. I need a fine tip adhesive for this. I know why, because this lid is not that. I need to do this. I can trust myself. Bring my snowflake down. So it's interesting. So this is a message I got off of Close to My Heart, because I can. I thought, well, that'll make my lease easier. I don't have to design a calendar, January month every year. I mean, I used to buy titles before my Cricut machine. I don't recommend using a tape runner. I recommend using a liquid. I'm trying to be very careful here. Alright, now I can put January. Interesting. I read in my January, but I didn't. Okay, talk about this. Okay. So this year, I think 2024 will be better than 2023. I'm declaring it a good year. Figure what's the alternative, right? What's the alternative? Every year I'll live somebody is like, really? I'll live this person? They're so much younger than me, you know? So you gotta be grateful no matter what. It's the alternative. Alright. Yes. Alright, so I got my January. Yay, look how pretty. Alright. And then I got my flourishes, and then I forgot I gotta load this on top of this. I load this on top of this, so I'm going to use some foam squares for that. So y'all can see how long it takes me to do basically 1.5 pages. Scrapbooking takes a while, and I think that's why less and less people are doing it, but there's still some people. If you've ever inherited like a boatload of pictures from your grandparents, yeah, scrapbooking, pick up scrapbooking. Scrapbooking is awesome. And I used to back then, you had to send your film to get developed, and so you had to wait 2 weeks. And it's not like now you can just share pictures very easily. You'd have to make copies of pictures. That's why you had the film negatives with your film. Anywho, I'm saying that because you would take multiple pictures, especially if there are 4 people, so you're going to take 4. You would take 2 pictures, and then you make duplicates, and everybody would have a picture. That was one way to do it, right? Versus trying to make 4 copies and paying all this money. Anywho, the reason I'm saying that, some of those pictures didn't come out well, so you had duplicates of some really cool. Somebody's not looking, their eyes are closed, or looking the wrong way, or whatever. So for those ugly duplicate pictures, this would be a good way to do that. It was funny. You could always tell when someone was an ex because they would be cut out, literally cropped out of the pictures. You have pictures of somebody's arm is still in the picture. For the longest time, I had to joke with my husband. I was like, if it wasn't a scrapbook, it didn't happen. Knowing that you can never keep up with the amount of pictures we take today. You can never scrapbook all those pictures. You can just get a couple of key moments, scrap those, and move on. Just move on. Know that you're not going to do them all. It's okay. It's okay. All right, here we go. I'm going to put my January down. So I got my focus here. I'm going to put a big picture here. And now I'm just going to put my January title here. I could put a background picture paper there if I really wanted to. I think I will. Let's look at my scraps. Different. Oh, this not. Let's see. Well, flash with the one above it. Let's see. And alright, so I've got this paper I can use. Okay. Oh wait, that's silver, not gold. Use this one. That should work. All right. I just realized that this paper I was thinking about didn't have any gold in it. So just look at how much border I got to work with here. A good 3 inches would be good. So 3 inches. I do have some strips, silver and gold. If I didn't do the now calendar with this, I would be like, I don't know what to do. I don't know. It's so pretty, I wouldn't use it. That happens. You fall in love with your paper. Go like this. Make sure I got that. I don't know if people ever want to learn how to scrapbook again. It would be really cool if they did. I'm going to put January right there. The center. Yeah. Let's see if that'll work. Okay, that a bit more nicely. I have strips of paper. I've got the strips of paper here. That would look really cute. Some of this would look really cute. So I put my January there. Yeah, I'll use the gold one. These already have adhesive on the bottoms. So I just realized I glued this down crookedly. Got my strip. So fix it. I always say there's no such thing as mistakes, just an opportunity to embellish it. So here we go. That looks great. If you have washi, that'll work too. I don't have those stickers. All right, I'm gonna glue this down, and I got my January done. Okay, how cute is that? Yay! Okay, and the paper that I used was, I think it was this one, Silver Bells. All right, now I'm going to February. Oh, right, I was gonna put some snowflakes on there. I've got, what's that, stickers on something here. Stickers, right, buddy? Oops. I bet if I go into my scrapbooking, like go into my storage and look for scrapbooking stuff, I'll find a ton of stuff. Okay, so I don't have. I've got this phone papers, and I know I've got tons of different kinds of paper. That's the crazy part. It's okay. I will make it work. I'm good that way. Let's see. I use this paper, kind of neutral. I use this paper, and I can't catch it on. No problem. It's just a neutral color. I have this pretty paper. I got some fun stickers. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, I got hearts on this one. I got a butterfly. Oh wow, I forgot about these sequences. I would have been useful to make some stuff in my I got all this as a freebie, so it was like, I even had silver. I didn't even think about that. I had silver. I just looked for the gold. This is cool. I like the blue one, the blue piece of this. It's so pretty. Okay. I know I got snowflakes. I saw some really cute snowflakes I had. Oops. Let's see. Oh, I've got some hearts here. That's cool. This is what I'm saying. I look at all my scraps. All the scraps. To the side. Here we go. And I had some snowflakes. And some glue dots. I'm gonna put some in here. How could I do that? All right, so we're going to be wrapping up soon. I'm just going to do, I didn't get a chance to do my February yet. I was going to do February, March, but that's okay. I'm going to print out some pictures tonight. I can put away my scrapbooking supplies and just print my pictures for this page. I'll post some pictures if you're a part of my Facebook group, Crafty Entrepreneurs. I'll post a picture. I'll show you guys what I made. I'm definitely going to do February tonight. The way my swirlies look. I'm not happy the way my swirlies came out. I have two. Maybe I can make it work. Oh, I can make it work. Oh, perfect. I don't need the little one. So I can do pink and red. And this will be the background. I think I could do that for February. All right, well, I am only 2 minutes left. I'm going to thank you. Of course, this is a live. It'll probably get posted in the next couple hours to Facebook. It does it automatically. So if you've enjoyed it, just put a thumbs up. If you're going to watch the replay, just put hashtag replay in the comments. Next live that I'm going to do here is going to be January 5th. I'm going to do at 7 o'clock. I'm actually going to be making a shaker, cake topper shaker using the brand new Close to My Heart papers. That is so exciting. I wish I could show it today, but we're not in January 1st, so I'm not allowed to show it, but I have access to it. So I will show you the ins and outs and how I made it, so you guys can enjoy that. Even if you don't have Close to My Heart stuff, you can still watch it and find out the steps on how do I make this cake topper shaker. I can tell I'm tired. It's past my bedtime. No, it's not. I'm just kidding. I gotta give Bill some endurance. New Year's Eve is like a couple of days away. So I was telling my husband, I said, we could celebrate New Year's Eve like 2 days straight. We can have dinner with the family on the 30th and find out what's going on the 31st, and we can do something. He's like, you think we can do that? I'm like, oh, why not? I thought that was kind of fun. All right, so let me glue this down and then I'm going to sign off. Oops, I ran out here. always have extras. Okay. Alright. So there's that. That's done. Picked up a stray there. And my hair gets into everything. That's why my husband's like, why are you always wearing a cap when you pick? I was like, dude, my hair gets into everything. I don't do it. Alright, so there you go. So here's what I have so far. Oh wait, I gotta put a balloon on this. Gotta do a bling on this. Gotta do a bling on this. Ooh, I can use this. Should I use that? Should I use that? What should I do? Let's see. I guess I could do this, just keep it consistent. So cake topper, the first Friday of the month, 7 o'clock. I try to do the first of Fridays of the month. So I did this one. I'm going to put here is a picture of me being focused. So, and then I'm going to do some journaling down here, giving myself specific things that I'm going to be focused on in January, for the month of January. And then on the next page, I have, I know the light's kind of shiny. You see it there? Okay, so I've got snowflakes, swirls. I cut everything out with my Cricut machine. Everything's foil except for these. These are just plain white cardstock. Use some scraps, use a sticker. And in February, I'm going to try to finish that up tonight. And so I'm going to do journaling, print out a picture for January and February just to kind of show you how that looks. And yeah, so thank you so much. Have a happy new year. You're going to see me next. My next live will be the first Friday of January, which is January the 5th at 7 o'clock Eastern time. And I will be making a cake topper shaker using the brand new paper packet that's going to be released on January 1st. I can't tell you what it is because I don't want to break the rules. But yeah, check back. Have a good night.